So you're about to go on trial. The only problem is
You're full of nerves, feeling the pressure, yep.
and end up playing like this. Now what if I told you there was a method you can use to prepare for trials that almost guarantees success every single time, whether you're in trial for a Sunday League team or a professional academy. So today I'm breaking down the 3 steps I took before my trial that helped me sign for the Vancouver Whitecaps U19s. Now there's 3 levels of preparation for a trial, what you do months before, weeks before, and the day of the trial. Each one being focused on something different. And with months to go until the trial, you still have a lot of time to improve your game, which is exactly what we're working on. This is a training plan I used before my Whitecaps trial to improve as fast as possible. And Monday's session is already done. Let's go. Okay, so it's still Monday because there's one more thing we need to do. Play the real game. Now, normally this will be with more people, but I couldn't find anywhere to play. This is the best we've got.
Hell no.
Monday done. I'm gonna go home now, recover, sleep early, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Now, yesterday I trained on my own and played the real game. That's 2 out of 3 things I do before every trial. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays is where the last one happens. I didn't train this morning to make sure I was 100% for the session. Performance always comes first. So I'm gonna go train and see you on Wednesday. Okay, on Monday, I didn't tell you what training I was actually doing. Truth is, there is no secret, but there is something very important I'm working on every week. Before a trial, I figure out what my biggest strengths and weaknesses are. In individual training, I'm working on mastering my strengths and taking away weaknesses in my game. And a big weakness I have is finishing. So in this session, I'm focusing on that aspect of the game. Now that's done, let's go to yo. Yeah, what's up?
Yo, bro, did you find a game of pickup?
Yeah, don't worry. Okay, so like on Wednesdays, we have 2 sessions. One individually to work on technique and the other one working on the real game. But my search for a game of pickup is still going, just like this weekly schedule.
Okay, so this is the most important part of the training. I've been to a lot of trials and at every one, it's always just been game, playing against other people. So if you want to ball out at a trial, focus on playing real games in your training. If you can't find games like me, find as many people as you can and do 1v1s or 2v2s. Do your best to replicate what you find in a real game because this is where the most progress happens.
Okay, now as I said on Tuesday, it's still gonna be the middle of the season for most of you. I know it was for me playing for Mountain before going to the Whitecaps. I still have to train every Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm just about to head to training right now. And yeah, I spent the morning resting up, recovering, and now I'm ready to ball out. With the trial so far away and since you're training so much, the most important thing is recovery. I had to focus on it a lot when I would train 2, even 3 times a day, because if I didn't, there was no way you could get me to run in team training. Performance is the main focus.
After having worked on my technique earlier in the day, now I'm moving on to a session focused on recreating game-like scenarios.
Yo, just came out for a walk. So I have a game on Saturday every week in season. I usually go on a walk on trial days as well. As you'll see, there's a lot of things I add to that routine. But today there's one thing I want to talk about and one big lesson you need to hear. Never train on game day unless you don't get any game time and you want to train after. And if you're playing, never train before, and if you get minutes, never train after. Remember, performance is key. You want to ball out. Performing in individual training doesn't matter. No one's watching. But in games, that's when you need to be 100%, and on trial, you must be fit. So I'm taking the morning off before playing later, and yeah. If you know me, you know every Sunday is a rest day and an ice cream day. Now you have 4 weeks until your trial. You've been working hard for months following the same weekly schedule, but I have news for you. Individual training won't make you better in 4 weeks, so here's what's gonna happen instead. We're shifting our focus from technique to other aspects of football. The ones that no one else is talking about. What I'm talking about is mental, physical, and tactical. Because without these, how can you perform in a game at the trial? You won't. So a month before my Whitecaps trial, here's what I did, starting with this. Fitness is often the worst part about training, but the truth is, if you can't keep up in a match, no one will sign you. So your goal for the next month is only to work on becoming match ready. Yes, we're changing the weekly schedule, and the first individual drill I do are these interval sprints. Jog down the sidelines, sprint the byline. I do this 6 times, because here's the thing, you're still playing pickup, maybe you have team training. Extra technical training will go to waste, so instead spend time doing drills like these. Suicide runs to the 6 yard and back, to the 18 yard and then back. to halfway, then back, and running the full length of the field. Then walk back and repeat. Do these consistently every single week. And when game time arrives, you'll be ready for the trial every single time. But if your mindset and tactical IQ aren't ready, your confidence will fall apart and you won't know where to position yourself on the field. Which is why I use these two practices during the weeks before my trial. The first one, and the one that's helped me in trials till this day, is visualization. But not just sitting down and thinking, but instead feeling like you're in a game. Because you could trick your brain into believing things that aren't real. Your brain does not know the difference between imagination and real life. Which is why visualization can help you build confidence leading up to a trial. Because if you can visualize the trial, you being confident, playing without nerves, and taking risks, being yourself on the field, then when you actually step out on the pitch, that exact mind frame will translate into real life. Why does that happen? It's because you familiarize yourself with that environment and you playing up to that standard. So then it becomes a part of your play style and it becomes a part of who you are. There's actually studies done between 3 basketball groups practicing free throws. They measured which improved the most during a set period of time. The first group did nothing. The second group just did visualization, which is mental imagery. They visualized them practicing free throws. And the third went out and physically practiced. The first saw no improvement. The second saw almost as much improvement as the group that physically trained. That just goes to show you how important and how powerful mental imagery is. Because if you can imagine yourself in that environment and actually really recreate it as if it's real, it's as if you're in that environment and actually putting in those reps. And the more you do something, the more it becomes a part of who you are and the more comfortable you get in that environment and the more you excel in it. So visualization is super important. Second, you have to be studying film. Tactical intelligence is just as important as how good you are on the ball. Because if you don't know where you're at on the field, you're gonna be a liability for the team because football is a team sport. So make sure you're watching film of other teams in that formation the team you're trying out for plays in. So you can familiarize yourself with different runs to make, how to press, how to defend, and what to do on the ball when the ball's on the other side and when the ball's on your side as well. This is gonna help a lot, especially when you're on trial because the coach is looking for a player who's good on the ball and second, understands his role within the team. For me, leading up to the Whitecaps trial, we had a pre-trial meeting with the coach and he told us the position and the formation the team plays in and what he wants to see out of each position. And this was a trigger for me to go and watch film in that formation, watch how other teams play, what my role should be and what runs I need to make on and off the ball and where I should be settled in different situations. So I went out of my way, I watched film, I took notes in my visualization, I applied the knowledge I was taking in. So then when I went on trial week and in the game, I knew my position perfectly. And that helped me stand out and that gave me the edge against my competitors, against my competition in that trial that just wasn't as tactically intelligent and didn't know where to be and how to play their role as well as I did. And that's what helped me sign. So make sure you're watching film. So you're ready to step on the field before the day comes, but now what do you do before the game starts? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there's 24 hours left until my trial and this is the game plan. Here on this whiteboard is everything I'm going to be doing now, 3 p.m. till tomorrow's trial at the same time. I've been doing this every day before trial for years and I think playing pick up the day before has always made me more confident at the trial, which is why this is going to be the first thing on the list. Okay guys, now it's 9 p.m. I've just finished up some recovery work. I'm about to head to bed, but first, I just wanted to relax. I'm gonna read this for a bit, and then yeah, gonna head to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. It was the day of the trial, not mine, but yours, and right now, I'm out on a walk. Getting some sunlight into your eyes right after waking up will help your energy so much, I'm telling you.
So you have neurons, nerve cells in your eye. When that sunlight hits them, they send a signal to your brain that's a wake-up signal. Improves your mood, increases testosterone, increases metabolism, it lets you focus better.
Right now, it's doing wonders. I feel so much better already. But yeah, I'll run through the activities today before the trial when I get back, but first, take in some sunlight. So the morning before any trial or game day are usually pretty simple. As you saw the walk, and now, breakfast. But if you've seen my channel for a while now, you know I like to get some touches in early on. Nothing crazy, just some juggling, step overs to get my feet awake, moving, fasting. Sometimes, some passing. But I like to do this just to get my feet moving and my body starting to prepare for the game ahead.
his left side, no problem whatsoever. And he's just found wonderful precision.
Okay, time for a pre-match meal, or I like to call it pre-match snack. This is honey. Honey is a simple carb that gives you quick energy on demand. When I play, I hate feeling full. That's why I never have a big meal or a big snack before the game, before any trial. Always like to have 2 spoonfuls of honey now. Then I pack this in a bag and have 1 right before the game. This gives me quick energy. I feel better, I feel replenished, just enough to where I don't feel full, and I feel good enough to play like I always do. It's just a preference. I like to play on an empty stomach. It helps me perform better. Right now, there are about 2 hours until the trial. But since I don't have a trial to go to, I thought I'd break down exactly how it played out with the Whitecaps. Because different people will need to do different things to get to the trial. But these are the 3 golden rules to remember at about this time. 3 golden rules anyone can follow anywhere. So first, arrive 50 minutes before at the latest. You see, trials start way before you even step out on the pitch. From the emails you sent to the clothes you wear, you're constantly being judged. So show up early, act professional from the start. Coaches notice these things. And number 2, be friendly. 99% of the time, your coach will be the one overseeing the trial. So if you're rude to the players, over-aggressive on the pitch, or rude to the coaches, you might as well go home. Just like being early, it's these little things that these coaches notice that make them pick one player over another. And lastly, be calm. Everyone stresses about trials. What if it goes wrong? What if I'm not good enough? But at the end of the day, it's just another game of football. You've done this 1,000 times. You've been doing this twice a day for months. So why now, against other players with a tiny bit of pressure, are you getting stressed? It doesn't make sense. Just go out and play your game. Trust me, if you follow these steps, you'll have the game of your life. And that is how I signed to the Vancouver Whitecaps. Hopefully this helps, and if you want to see the journey I took to getting a trial, go give this video a watch. I'll see you inside.